What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be checking out the return of the Flying Scotsman. Super excited for this video, guys. We actually checked out the Flying Scotsman for the first time maybe a month or so ago, but in that video we basically only learned a little bit about its history, and we kind of saw it just stationary there, got a look at what it looked like a little bit on the outside, and honestly we really didn't get an in-depth look at it, nor did we actually get to see it in action, nor did we actually get to see it as it was being brought back to life, which is what I think this video is about.
Okay. So
the return.
Was it out of commission at one point then?
From what I understand, I think it was, and this is basically
the restoration.
The restoration and actually seeing it, I guess, get out on the tracks and taking passengers for the first time in a long time. Okay. At least that's what I'm under the impression it is. This was recommended in the comments section after we checked out the first video about the Flying Scotsman.
Okay. Flying Scotsman. For 10 years it's been away, undergoing a painstaking £4 million rebuild.
Wow. £4 million?
Yeah, there have been times when you think we'll never finish it.
For us to work on it, it's quite a privilege.
That's quite a bit for a single train as a restoration.
The National Railway Museum celebrates with an emotional return to the main line and Scotsman speeding home to York.
She's running like a sewing machine. She's perfect.
The engine's over 90 now.
Oh
Since
my
Scotsman
goodness!
arrived in 1923 in a South Yorkshire engineering shed, this machine's become the stuff of legends.
It's been a celebrity locomotive more than any other locomotive that's ever been constructed in this country.
The first engine to officially clock 100 miles an hour.
Speed, power, beauty.
The first locomotive.
It is beautiful.
That?
What?
The first, was it the first steam train to hit 100 miles per hour?
Yeah, we learned that last time.
Did we?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have the record. The Mallard has the record, supposedly.
Yeah, I think so.
We're going to check out the Mallard soon, but yeah.
To run a regular non-stop passenger service from London to Edinburgh.
Wow.
From 1963, a string of private owners kept Scotsman alive.
I'm not buying it for me, I'm buying it for Britain.
And its fame took it round the world.
The locomotive has arrived in Australia, lashed to the deck of a cargo ship.
That is crazy to me.
That's a big deal.
With the help of countless donations, the National Railway Museum acquired the weary locomotive for the nation. And they vowed to return the engine to its former glory.
It really is a beautiful train.
We had to finish it, we had to put it back out, and it had to be as good as it possibly could be.
Now Scotsman's back on track. The legend lives on.
Wow.
The legend lives on. I like that.
That was cool.
Flying Scotsman is due into the station shortly.
Early January, and the press are gathering at Bury Station on the East Lancashire Railway. Like everyone else, they're clamouring to catch a first glimpse of the world's favourite engine after a 10-year absence.
I love the
It'll undertake trial runs on this heritage line before, if all goes well, returning to mainline service. The engine's custodians, the National Railway Museum, are planning a celebratory run from King's Cross to York. But before that, it has to prove itself fit enough to make the distance. It's been a long time away.
The Flying Scotsman has travelled many millions of miles since it was built in 1923. It was very, very worn out. And whilst you can patch and mend a steam locomotive, there comes a point when you have to literally strip
the train that just showed up, was that the
bolt and rivet? The boiler has been
Scotsman?
What?
The train that just showed up, was that the Scotsman?
I don't know. Go back. I would have to read. I was listening.
Well,
to him,
it's okay.
really
I was just curious because it's like maybe that
didn't look like it.
I think maybe that was the Scotsman before they restored it.
Completely refurbished. It's the 18th boiler that Flying Scotsman's had in its.
Yeah, I guess it is.
The frames have been stripped down, and it was discovered that part of the frames were damaged, so they had to replace the front third of the frames.
Now I remember something from the previous video where they talked about it had been painted different colors. You remember that? It was like blue, a couple of different types of green. I believe it was red one time. And so what we're seeing here is it hadn't been ran in a very long time, and it was black at this point, I guess.
This all had to be
or is it
manufactured
dark green?
And assembled, and lots of testing to make sure that everything is as it should be.
The engineers step forward to take a bow. It's been a long haul to bring Flying Scotsman back to life. They've lavished care and attention on every single part of this grand old lady of steam.
It's probably been the most extensive restoration of any steam locomotive that's been carried out to date.
Wow.
The engine was very worn when the National Rail Museum took ownership of it, and basically all the working parts have been renewed.
All of them?
All of it? £4 million for one locomotive. I'm guessing that's quite a bit.
Total overhaul.
These are sights and sounds that stir the blood.
Yeah,
I'm a grown man,
cool.
and I didn't sleep very well last night, with such was my excitement.
Aww.
And I think it creates that kind of excitement.
I must say,
something about it.
There is.
Like, it's very exciting.
It's almost like it's alive in a way.
Yeah. I don't know if for me it's because I think of like Thomas, the show.
That's what you associate it with?
Yeah, it's just, I don't know. It makes me feel happy inside.
Like, even someone who's very new to trains, I can appreciate it, and I can kind of feel what that meant to so many people that grew up with trains, grew up with the Flying Scotsman, how to them it's even a bigger deal than it is even to me as a newbie.
You know what I think the key piece for me is why I feel like so excited about it and connected to it? It's the steam. I don't know why, but it makes it seem alive.
And it's probably also, we were talking about this the other day, about how like certain things that are so nostalgic and it takes you back to a simpler time.
Yeah.
And so even you not having experience with steam trains, you can kind of see the simplicity compared to today's technology. You can kind of, it takes
versus electric.
Right.
Yeah.
Takes you back in time some. And I think all of us today want a little bit of that nostalgia and kind of everything is so complex today, and we crave that simplicity of a time that's gone.
Yeah.
I was very tearful when I pulled into the station this morning to see such a great locomotive back. We've not seen it for 10 years.
Wow.
So we've been
Where was
starved
it?
of this great locomotive, and I think we just so much anticipation to see it back on our UK rails again. Speed, power, beauty.
The press have had their sneak preview. Tomorrow, the public will get their chance to ride behind this national treasure.
That would be exciting. I can imagine.
But it still doesn't look the way it
No.
does now, so that's interesting.
I think that's what part of this is going to be about, the return of it. So they're going to...
4:15 on a bitterly cold Lancashire morning. In the yard of locomotive engineers Riley and Son, they're firing up the engines for the first of 2 busy weekends on the East Lancashire Railway. Wheels and bearings drink oil straight from the can.
That's what it's called, the oil's crawling out the bottle.
It's
What is
Jack
it? Is that coal?
Johnson's job to put fire in Scotsman's belly. At just 18, he's one of the country's youngest mainline firemen.
Wow.
There's nowhere else he'd rather be.
Once you've got that steam bug, you've got it. So. And then this is like the icing on the cake to fire the Flying Scotsman. Fire it on the main line and fire it here. It's like a childhood dream. That's what I've always wanted to do.
I could see that.
Yeah, if you grew up around trains especially.
It's actually back after 10 years and it's living again. It doesn't deserve to be in a museum. It deserves to be out there where everyone can see it. I can't wait to get this thing out on the main line. It's a beast.
That'd be a hard job.
It's sometimes felt like Scotsman's been dragged kicking and screaming.
Very hot in 90-degree weather.
It's been very stubborn, this engine. When I first started back here about 1.5 years ago, it was just a scattered piece of parts all over the floor like a big jigsaw puzzle.
Wow.
We've had to cut the whole entire front end off and replace the cylinders and set the frames up to literally down to the thousandths of an inch to keep everything straight in line has been very complicated, and had to go through a lot of procedures and engineering certification to get it to that point.
With such a radical overhaul, some wonder whether much of the original 1923 Scotsman has actually survived.
Last 3/4 of the frames are definitely original, and the wheels are all original, and the side rods, and a lot of the parts we've been working on and cleaning up have still had the original stamp numbers on it. The majority of it's original. The most important thing is its soul is original. No matter how many pieces of material you change in a locomotive, it'll always be that engine.
That's true.
Look at with the snow. I love that.
Steam locomotive in particular is a piece of metal, various different forms, ferrous and non-ferrous, but when you put a fire in it, it comes to life.
Wow, I've never seen
it takes on a
the
whole
underside,
of any train.
Yeah.
Oh man, this looks like it would be a beautiful drive or a beautiful ride wherever they're going. Look at the bridge. Just something.
That would be cool.
Problem with the brakes.
Seeing it coming down the
So to be safe, they run a second engine on every train just to assist.
Oh, a
And
second
with every mile that
engine?
Scotsman chalks up, there's a growing confidence. As the passenger trials begin, every platform on the East Lancashire Railway is packed.
I bet.
Yeah.
I wonder how you get
Fantastic.
tickets.
Tremendous.
Probably in advance.
But to see it actually appear is there've been tears in the eye. We expected a
People
lot
that
of
remember
to
it when they were
come, but we
children
didn't
and whatnot.
expect the numbers that have actually appeared.
Look over there.
We expect over 25,000 passengers
What?
on the railway over this 2 weekends.
Wow.
2 weekends, we carried about 160,000 passengers last year.
Wow.
This engine seems to cast a spell on people. One of the most treasured Scotsman souvenirs is a piece of coal from the tender.
It's a bit dirty. No problem. 50 pence. Give me that big bit.
Stay back. Stand back, sir.
The restoration has called on old skills to breathe new life into the engine.
The loco was not in great condition when we...
That was reminding me of the Titanic for some reason.
The hole.
No, when they were like, stand back.
Oh.
They were taking off.
And some of the problems are nowadays, you know, the engineering techniques used back in the olden days aren't available anymore, so it's difficult to find places that make the components that you need. We have got engineering centres back here, engineering that, you know, have done the work on this, that are training up apprentices and, you know, keeping those skills alive.
What was that? Is that just water
engineering company
leaking out?
Is now building an international reputation in steam expertise.
We overhaul steam locomotives for people all over the world, really, from the smallest component to complete locomotives like Flying Scotsman. I think this is the biggest contract we've ever done, and everything goes all right. I think it'll be the best one we've ever done. There's only 2 or 3 companies left in the United Kingdom that can carry out this kind of work. Riley's being the best, of course.
That'd be a cool job.
Yeah,
Every
for sure.
seat on every train was sold out weeks in advance. And whatever their age, everyone seems to feel the same about this glorious engine.
It's brilliant. It's a legend, is a Flying Scotsman. Everybody loves it.
Those other great icons of
The people watching on the side of the road.
like Concorde and the
Or
Queen
side of
Mary,
the rail.
you no longer operate and you can no longer travel on them. You can travel behind the Flying Scotsman, and that is so important to us.
There was a train line, I always went past the park that used to play in football. There was always steam trains. Just stop playing football to go and watch a train go past.
He sounded like Fred, didn't
A little bit. Oh my gosh.
Oh, I love the look of the tunnel.
When I was
Oh,
in
the
my
tunnel.
teens, all my friends had pictures of Elvis Presley on the bedroom wall. I had a huge poster of the Flying Scotsman. And so to be on it today is incredible.
I love it.
It was the spaceship of its day. It broke the 100-mile record. And that's, you know, that's history.
Yeah.
The passenger trials are a runaway success, but in the excitement, none of the crew forget exactly why they're doing this.
In the age of computers and iPads and tablets, you need to have some sort of tangible machine so that people can see and the young kids can see.
Connection to the
this engine
past.
will be running, I hope, well after I'm gone. And it was running, you know, well before I was even thought about. So it's important to keep history and the nation's heritage alive.
I agree.
Really.
100%.
Over the years, the engine has appeared in several different liveries. perhaps most familiar in apple green, sporting the number 4472. Soon, Scotsman will be painted green again, but before that, the engine will have to prove itself fit to run on the main line.
Okay, so they're testing it before they
So they were testing it with passengers, but
to
it's
see how
not
it performs.
But I guess that's interesting, but it's not fully technically ready to go yet. It's obviously not
The
finished.
fine details, I guess, aren't.
They're just starting to bring it back to life, so to speak. Which is your favorite color for this? I think mine is the green.
I was gonna say I really like the green.
Yeah, I do too. The apple green.
Early February, and Scotsman is finally starting those mainline trials. It's pulling some lucky excursion passengers up the steep inclines from Lancashire to Cumbria, and then returning on the scenic Settle to Carlisle line. It's crucial the engine performs well today, with less than 3 weeks to go before the planned
I know, you see it
notice
moving
that?
up and down.
Yeah. Is that where it's connected to the car behind it?
Finally let the thoroughbred stretch its legs, aiming to clock up the maximum allowed, 75 miles an hour. It's starting to feel a lot like the old days.
I bet that's pretty cool in there, actually. The wind blowing, yeah.
Thank you very much.
Oh!
In its heyday, the Flying Scotsman was the very height of glamour.
Got some nice food
Passengers
going on.
enjoyed first-class service and all the mod
Yeah,
cons.
that's nice.
A dining car, a cocktail lounge, even a hairdressing salon.
Okay, so even back then, the train seemed smooth, decently
enough,
smooth, yeah. I've always been under the impression that trains were kind of bumpy and not
I'm
really
sure
that smooth.
At times it can be.
Right, but like they're sitting there, no problem, you know what I mean? Eating and whatnot. I've never experienced that type of thing. I've been on the Amtrak, but from what I can remember, I didn't.
Well, an Amtrak doesn't go as fast as that.
That's true again. Yeah, it was like 40 miles per hour or something like that. So,
half, maybe.
but I don't remember eating like sitting down to at a table and a meal like this. I think I just had some snacks or something. I can't remember. And I was on there for like North Carolina to Florida, like 12 hours or something.
Wow.
But that's been a long time, so who knows? Man, they got so many different things on here.
Today's Cumbrian Mountain Express offers a glimpse of what rail travel must have been like 3 generations ago.
Okay, so this isn't the Flying Scotsman, right? This is Cumbria Mountain Express. Well,
it's less of a picnic by the trackside. Hundreds of steam enthusiasts line the route, frozen to the bone, but glued to the view.
You can't believe the amount of people that are standing watching the train.
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
It must have been standing there for hours, some of them.
Every field seems to have about 10 people in them, even though it's a cold, wet day in February.
You don't see that here.
Stand in the field
No.
for half an hour?
Maybe somewhere, I don't know.
With a 4-year-old child under your
Not
umbrella.
here.
You're trying to get a glimpse of this past that created the world you live in now.
That's a good way of putting
At
it.
Carlisle, some have been waiting for hours to see Scotsman glide into Platform 3. It's a reminder of what a draw this black beast can still be.
You've only got to see all the people that were at Carlisle when we ran in. I've never seen Carlisle like that ever, and we've been up into Carlisle with some good engines over the years. But I got the shock of my life.
Oh my goodness.
Holy! It goes all the way back.
The interest that is there. So what it's going to be like on its inaugural run, I do not know.
That is so cool.
Ron spent his life around steam engines. It's in his family's blood.
I think now that I've been looking into trains, I think that could have possibly been me if I was raised up around them.
Like if you have that culture growing up, yeah.
Because even just now, over the past little while, starting to explore trains, I'm really fascinated by them a lot, and I so look forward to riding on them. And I just think they're very interesting. Yeah. And I could see if I was a little boy around a bunch of trains, and maybe we took trains as a family or whatnot, then I very well could see myself have been one of those people that grew up and maybe working on a train or something like that, because I think it is very, very fascinating.
Started his career while Scotsman was still in service, and it's not the first time their paths have crossed.
I've been on the footplate since 1961, July. And actually, I did work on this engine in 62, before she went out of traffic in 63.
Wow.
And my father and my grandfather were both drivers, all on the same engine, worked on it. So
wow.
That is
now
really
worked
cool.
on this engine.
That is cool.
My father always thought A3s were better than anything, really. You know, in fact, it's a shame he's still in here because they'd be quite impressed. You know. Yeah. Very proud.
That's awesome.
A bit choked, actually.
The engine's heading south now, towards the Yorkshire Dales, on the beautiful Settle to Carlisle line.
So did they just do a tour?
I guess. Yeah, I think that's what they're doing.
There's a stop for water at Appleby. It's a chance for the engine to take a breather.
Look at this.
That is a cute train station.
I was about to say, this
and
is...
look at the bridge over the track.
This is so... I don't even know how to describe. This is beautiful. I love this.
It's very storybook.
Yes, it's not one of... We've seen like the large train station in London.
Which those are beautiful.
Which is very beautiful, but this is a different type of beautiful.
This reminds me of, kind of, but cuter, the train station on the movie Hachi. Remember that one?
Oh, yeah. I know what you're talking about. That's if you haven't seen that story, I'm sure a lot of them have, but if you haven't seen the story of Hachi, definitely go check that out at some point. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah. Have tissues handy.
To take stock.
And today it's been exceptional. In fact, the engine, it is new. It's virtually new. And she's rode just like a Rolls Royce coming down the bank at 75 mile an hour.
Everything we could have hoped for. The engine's performed faultlessly, really. We got up to 75 mile an hour on the West Coast Main Line, which is brilliant. It's kind of the culmination of 10 years of hard work by a lot.
I wonder how much water those things hold.
I don't know.
It's got to be a lot.
I've not heard a Pacific sound like this was at the front end because she was absolutely just sharp and clear. So the valves are absolutely, they're set perfectly.
What a great way to see the countryside.
Mm-hmm. There's lots of really lovely engines out there that run on this line, at speed, but Scotsman evokes memories in a way those don't. That means that what we've got on the front of us, blowing all the smoke past the window, is a memory machine.
Oh, look at that.
So picturesque.
It really is. I can't wait to do this.
Sir William McAlpine knows all about overhauls. He footed the bill for 2 of them during the 23 years he owned Scotsman.
Wow.
Sir William bought the engine from the previous owner, Alan Pegler, in 1973, rescuing it from San Francisco, where it had ground to a halt at the end of an ill-fated tour of the States.
Oh, it ground to a halt when it was on a tour of the States. So it broke down here.
When it stopped running?
Because it was on a tour here, and then they took it, and then they eventually shipped it back.
After he bought it?
After he purchased it.
Wow.
I was under the impression that, I don't know, the government owned it or something.
I know, it is interesting to me, the concept of a single individual owning.
I mean, it does make sense. But yeah, it's just not something I was thinking for some reason.
It was an unexpected
chance. Who owns the Eurostar, for example?
Having to make his mind up straight
away. Is that
away,
an individual or is that the government?
Engine never returning.
It was wham bang, if you want this locomotive, say yes tomorrow. I had the money, I had the opportunity, and there wasn't any time. You had to be, it was an instant decision. But I thought, well, here's a...
Imagine purchasing that.
And not buying it for me, I'm buying it for Britain.
Aww.
And so I said, yes. I never really felt I owned the engine. I'd be going along and I'm sitting in the fireman's seat and I'm wondering, what on earth am I doing here? I own this engine. I actually own it, but I don't feel I own it. I feel I've just got it in trust for the nation.
That's beautiful.
She gave so much pleasure to so many people, and that was a wonderful feeling.
Not everyone has a full-sized railway in their back garden, but Sir William does.
Is that like a miniature model of it?
That's coloured his life.
Oh my goodness.
Something he believes he shares with the great British public.
Of course, we did invent them, and we hadn't had railways. We couldn't have an industrial revolution. Didn't have an industrial revolution, we never had an empire. So, I mean, we had lots of railways.
Where are the trains?
If you can rescue some of these things.
That's his backyard.
That's what I was about to say. Is this his back? He was just talking about the backyard.
Right.
This does not look like any backyard I've ever seen.
This guy got some money.
Yeah, I don't know if we're looking at his backyard. We were just talking about that, but if we are, that is incredible. That's awesome. I would love to visit whatever this is. I think this would be really interesting. Ride that. Sophia would really love to ride that little mini train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She likes trains. Is that a peacock?
Definitely look back with fondness. I mean, I love them. And it's wonderful to be able to enjoy her without having the responsibility of paying the bills. Even with the constraints of the modern world, I hope she can continue running for a long, long time.
Who owns it now?
I don't know.
Oh, the museum.
National Railroad?
Yeah.
The inaugural run.
Museum.
Scotsman's mechanically sound, and she's being pampered and preened before tackling the busy main line between King's Cross and York.
We're in good shape. I mean, we
making her pretty again.
Now, you know, it's done 1,000 miles, got 1,000 miles under its belt, both on preserved railways and now on the main line too. So we know that the engine does perform. It can, you know, haul large trains over steep gradients. And now we're just looking forward to the run up from London.
They've brought in a team of craftsmen to make the engine look its very best. Scotsman will be painted in the livery she was in when she left British Rail Service in 1963. It's a challenging job, done in a very traditional way.
Everything is brush painted that we do. There's no spray painting involved. It's all done by hand. It's all.
That's kind of surprising. I thought it would have been spray painted.
There's a huge amount of materials we use. 20 litres of undercoat, 30 litres of gloss, 20 litres of varnish, 85 litres of white spirit, thinners. Quite a lot of work in that, quite a lot of man hours and a lot of labour. Proud, very much. I think, you know, we've done a lot of high-profile jobs in our time, but this is the absolute icing on the cake. This is the pinnacle of a career. From this point, you can stand back, and as a family, I can say to my kids, we painted that. We have painted the world's most famous locomotive.
That's cool.
Wow.
Oh, even the numbers.
Hand lettered. That's crazy.
Okay, I thought that would have been like some kind of stick-on or something.
Always be done the traditional way.
I like that.
You get a greater sense of pride doing it by hand.
Sign writer.
To get it right and to get it looking pristine for when it goes on its inaugural journey, yeah. This is special.
Does he not have any sort of, what you call it?
Stencil?
Stencil, yeah.
It looks like he's doing it all freaking.
That's some talent.
Yeah.
Like to make the numbers pop and look that perfect without any sort of stencil, that is incredible.
Is
I mean, look at that.
Of somebody's career,
wow.
I think. Painting the Flying Scotsman. Not many people that have done that.
What is the number 4? I wonder what that means.
I don't know, because it's changed numbers a lot.
Of job satisfaction. It's one of those things where not many people can see the fruits of the labour.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Talk about a steady hand.
Yeah, seriously.
There's still only a handful of sign writers that have ever done it.
I don't think a lot of people could do that.
Wow. I wonder how long all the painting took.
I'm thinking quite a while.
Yeah.
This is incredible. I was looking at the way it kind of looks now a little bit, and I would just assume that
spray paint
and some like stickers or something for the numbers and whatnot.
Like vinyl.
Yeah, something like that. I didn't really give it that much thought, but you know, in my head I'm thinking, okay, that's what it is.
Same.
This is all painted, like every bit of what you're seeing, all the details.
Yeah.
That really is incredible. That's awesome. Now they're putting on
gloss, like the finish.
What do they call it? What do they call that?
Top
varnish?
I don't know.
Look at that.
Technical terms. That's sharp.
I was about to say that is sharp.
I love the metal signage. That's cool.
Massive relief. Massive relief. Yeah, there have been times when you think we'll never finish it. We'll never ever finish it. There's just been so many setbacks. But now we are where we are, and it's ready to go.
Battersea in London, on the eve of the inaugural run. Belmont British Pullman is one of the few mainline depots where Scotsmen can be fed and watered. It'll take on board 5 tons of coal, and almost 5,000 gallons of water.
5,000
The
gallons!
engineers are exhausted.
I bet.
Working all hours to fix a broken spring which nearly scuppered the celebration. But they're
Holy.
here, ready, and just a
I was
little
just asking, I wonder how much water they had. 5,000 gallons.
On this engine, and it's really fought them all the way. And then tomorrow to see it out there, for them seeing that, you know, it'd be a good feeling. It's good for us, good for everyone to see it out there doing what it's meant to do.
That would be incredibly emotional.
It would be.
All that
King's
hard work.
Cross. The inaugural run has become a
I like the way the
global
glasses there.
Lovely to see you.
with reporters and cameramen rubbing shoulders with passengers and the great and the good. It's been a long time since Scotsman graced the platforms here, but slowly she rolls in like she's never been away. And now the old girl's ready for her close-up.
Wow.
It's the start of an epic 200-mile journey, which will need 5 hours and 2 footplate crews to get the train to York.
Here we go.
There's hundreds here to see Flying Scotsman head home, and there'll be thousands more lining the route.
What year was this?
Oh no, that looks hot.
Yeah, this is.
I think, was this 2004?
The cell phones do look older, so.
For some reason I have 2004 in my head, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, there weren't smartphones in 2004. iPhone, anyway.
No, there
Men
wasn't.
with sore hands and
I've
old
seen
skills put their feet up and enjoy
That
some
looks good.
well-earned first-class service. It's the end of a 10-year struggle.
Cinderella didn't want to go to the ball, but we were determined Cinderella was going, you know, whether she was kicking her legs or not. And here she is today. And she's running like a sewing machine. You know, that is it. You know,
Look at that, she's looking sharp.
Sweet. Everything's running at the right temperatures. It's just perfect.
It does. It just seems like it's got a personality.
Yeah,
You know, I love it.
It does. I can see it smiling.
Yeah.
It's like happy.
It's been an uphill challenge, but we're finally there. The blood, the sweat, the tears. It is physical blood, sweat, and tears. You know, you hurt yourself, you cut yourself, you bleed. You have your head in your hands at some point where you think, oh my God, we've got all this to do, and it's give the engine a new lease of life doing all that work.
I'm so thankful for people who keep history alive like
Scotsman
this.
from the Breakers Yard in 1963. Today's run is a poignant journey for his daughter.
It is absolutely wonderful. I just hope that my dad is looking down. This is what he wanted, for people to go on enjoying the engine, and the fact that it's going afterwards to the museum is fantastic, because it'll be enjoyed now for generations to come, which is really what he wanted. He would be very, very happy.
That's sweet.
Through Doncaster now, where Scotsman began life all those years ago. A survivor against all the odds.
It was originally built in this country, and it was rebuilt in this country to retain the Flying Scotsman forever and ever and ever.
Oh, is that a picture of them when they were young with it? That's cool.
Are you crying?
I'm just tearing up a little
Yeah,
because it's sweet.
it is. It's very emotional.
Now it's just a short hop to the National Railway Museum.
Yeah.
Look at her go.
Flying Scotsman is finally home.
Tiring, but we've made it, so we're very, very happy. We've sort of overcome the odds this week, and you know, got the engine ready, got it up here on the front of the train, so very relieved, but content and happy as well.
That was really cool.
That was really awesome.
I'm wondering, so they restored the train, like they took like 10 years to rebuild it, repaint it, get it working again, to take it up to the National Railway Museum. So now is it just out of service and nobody uses it? Like, that seems like a lot of work to not.
No, I think they
run it.
I think they do use it, if I'm not mistaken, but I could be wrong. I don't know. Let us know in the comments, guys. Can you actually take a ride on this? I don't think that's something we ever fully figured out the last video we watched on this.
No.
The last time we kind of just basically learned what it was and saw it a little bit and
Tiny
stuff.
bit of its history.
Yeah, but this was definitely a more in-depth history, and this was awesome. I love seeing things like this. Like you were saying, I love people that want to keep the past alive.
Who realize how important it is. And I hope as each new generation comes up, we don't lose that connection, you know? I hope it stays a priority for at least some people and who have the means to. And it's important.
Yeah, and it really is like, it kind of seems weird to say, but it's almost like the train has a personality. You know, it's like as it was coming down the line, I could like almost picture it smiling. It's like I'm alive again. I'm moving.
Yeah.
And that was just beautiful. And so many people, especially as children that grew up remembering this train, had posters on their wall of it.
It's a full circle moment.
And
for
now,
them.
and now they get the full circle moment. That's just beautiful. I love it.
Yeah.
Flying Scotsman, awesome. What an awesome train.
Please let us know if it's something we could actually ride on if we come over or not. Maybe we'll have to figure out a different train to take a ride on. But
I definitely want to go visit it. I want to see this train. You know, like out of all the trains we've seen so far, we really haven't seen, like, this is like the big one, the one with the personality, if you will. It's like,
well, they call it the world's most famous train.
And so this is one I definitely want to see, whether we can ride on it or not, but I would love to take a ride on this if we could. But yeah, guys, let us know if you've ever been on the Flying Scotsman. Please feel free to leave your suggestions about what other train type things we should check out, whether that's train stations or whether that's trains themselves. We definitely plan on checking out the Mallard sometime soon because a number of you have been suggesting that in the comments. But just wanted to go, since we had already checked out the Flying Scotsman, this was recommended. I was like, well, I want to go ahead and see about the return of it before we move forward with other trains. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for stopping by. Please click that like button. Feel free to drop your comments or suggestions about this video or others. And don't forget to subscribe to continue to follow us on our journey. Until next time, guys. Peace.
Bye.